Are we live yet? Let's see. Still hasn't gone live on. Yep, we're live. For some reason, it's no. I don't care about the world's first titanium cooking ware. Anyways, I had to go mute the YouTube channel so I didn't get any echo. Want to thank you guys back for. I guess this would be episode number 8 of the plug. I can see Sam's already having some fun with that. That's okay. This is not serious business. This is more for fun. This is more for your entertainment and hopefully be able to give you guys some new options other than seeing my ugly mug every so often. So again, I want to thank you guys for being here for the plug. Let me start off by thanking Linda Worth for being here. She was the very first one in. Why are we always yelling? Sam, thanks for coming in. The Koi Pit, Ty, thanks for joining us this morning. Empire of Dirt Aquatics, that's Jeff. Thank you for being here this morning. And we'll see who starts kind of trickling in. Today, I have, I know it's been a while, huh? It's been at least more than 3 months. Uncle Smiley, thank you for joining us this morning or afternoon. I got to get used to the time differences. It's afternoon for me too, because it's 1 o'clock here. I know it had been a while. I've been kind of busy doing some other stuff, and then it just kind of got hey Jacob, I just kind of put it off, to be honest. I'm not even going to make any excuses. And so I had to get back into the groove, start looking for some new channels. These are a mixture of channels that I've had already come across, but I hadn't really put them together into a list. And interestingly enough, as I was creating the list, it just so happens that a lot of these channels are like family channels. And what do I mean by that? They're either going to be a husband and wife, father and daughter, father and son, and now the mom also got added to the channel. So it's kind of more like family oriented channels. And it was just out of mere coincidence when I started drawing the list of these new channels. There's a couple of them that are not that don't fit that category. And the bonus channel is the one that I am super excited about. And I am so surprised that I haven't seen any of you guys, other than I think the only other name that I recognized in the chat was Moose Aquatics, who's discovered this channel. If you're any kind of nerd, you're really gonna love miniBIOTA. That is like a super cool channel, and I'll get into that. That's the bonus channel. But for that being said, I'm kind of delaying a little bit, so I'll allow people to come in and join us. Jacob, your name kills me. It's Fish List is here. Bruiser, CB, thank you for joining us. GNC Aquatics, Gabriel, thank you for being here. Working from work. That's kind of what I do all the time. So I've got a group. What is it? I think it's like 5. Let me see. Let me get out of here. How many channels do I have for you guys today? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 with the bonus channel. So let's get it going. So the first one that I want to talk about is called Our Fishy Family. And I think this is the only one that's not US based. They're out of the UK. It's a husband and wife, if I'm not mistaken. Her name, I believe, is Emma, and he is Chad. So let me go ahead and let's see. Let's do this a little bit different because I want to make sure that the channels are linked. So I want to share my screen. So, okay, it's adding it. There we go. Wow, it's really delayed. That's interesting. Why did it do that? Lately, I've been having issues with my internet. There we go. All right. So let's go over here. Let's make sure the link's working. If it's working like I think it is, by click. Yeah, perfect. Just wanted to make sure because that way it makes it a lot easier for you guys, or if you guys are watching the replay. you guys can go to the description. And I tried doing it with some of the previous plugs that I've done where I try to link the channel to it just to make it a lot easier for you guys to be able to find them. Here's the thing, a lot of these channels are relatively new, so they're still working out the kinks with naming their channel. Sometimes the name of the channel doesn't coincide with the address for the channel. In this case, it did. It's exactly the way you see it. Our Fishy Family is the same thing for their handle, except it's all together. But anyways, this is their channel. Like I said, they're out of the UK. It's Emma in chat, and their channel is pretty cool because, you know, even though they're not necessarily starting in their journey to fish keeping because they already have a fish room, they are doing like some product reviews. They do some species profiles. They go out for, you know, the other day I was watching them trying to go collect some free driftwood. So they'll go out, you know, into their wilderness, and they'll go look for, you know, different things that are out there that they can use back into the aquarium, which I'm very happy to see this because this is something that I've always talked about. I understand it's kind of like a double-edged sword, I guess, because I get the idea of supporting local fish stores, and the way you support them is by buying from them. And what do you buy from them? Sometimes you'll buy some hardscape, sometimes you'll buy some livestock, sometimes you'll just buy food products. But my thing is with hardscape, a lot of the times it just seems like it's a little bit more expensive to get it at a local fish store, which is kind of counterproductive because then I'm not supporting the local fish store. But when you're trying to be a baller on a budget, you know, you gotta be able to save some money. And hey, Mel, thanks for joining us. Let's see who else is coming here. Fishy Snacks. Hey, Joe, thanks for coming in. I didn't know you had a YouTube channel. I'm gonna have to give you a call because I need to get with you on that one. Kyle, how you doing, man? Thanks for joining us this morning. You know, it's kind of one of those things where it's like it's cool. It's almost hypocritical of me to say this because I'm talking about supporting local fish stores, but when you have multiple tanks and like I said, you're trying to be a baller on a budget, sometimes you trying to save some money. And the way I've gone about doing that is I'll still go spend my money on livestock at the local fish stores or plants and stuff like that. But when it comes to substrates, hardscape, I go collect from the wild. And that's one of the things that I saw that they were doing, which is one of the appeals to me because it's somebody that I can relate to, somebody that's been doing that. And I remember when I first came in back into the hobby, there was all this thing like, oh, you never want to put rocks from the wild into your aquariums because you could kill them off and pesticides. And I think a lot of that is coming more from urban environments where people are landscaping the areas, you know, places that are manicured, and they use pesticides to kill weeds and stuff like that. I guess that's where that kind of whole idea of not collecting from the wild came from. But for a lot of us that live out in the rural areas and not necessarily in metro areas, collecting from the wild just makes perfect sense. Because it's exactly what you're going to find out there. Yeah, you might want to take some precautionary measures, whether it's cleaning it. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be a 100%. I don't disinfect anything. I collect it from where I got it. If it's too dusty, I'll probably rinse it off just to eliminate anything that's stuck to it. And then I just plop it in my tank. Hey, Adelina, thank you for joining us this afternoon. So, you know, I usually would just pluck it in there, or when it comes to rocks too. But a lot of the stuff that I do, I collect from natural washes out here in the desert. When what a wash would be, I guess, for where there's constant rain and stuff like that, you would call it a creek. The only time that sucker is flowing is if we have a heavy rainfall, and it washes down from the mountains, and it'll collect in the low points of the desert, and it creates these waterways, temporary waterways, and they're known as washes. And usually, if you go, especially after a big storm event, you can go out to these washes, and you'll see everything that kind of flowed down as from the desert, basically, and got, you know, pushed into these channels. And you can go find that's where I get all my substrate. That's where I get all my rocks. What did I say? Yeah, substrate, rocks, and what better place to get driftwood? A lot of that stuff has been sun baked and it's just been sitting out there. Nobody's messed with it. It doesn't get more natural than that. So that's what I do. And it was cool to see somebody else talking about doing that. And I think I'm slowly seeing more people willing to venture out of conventional wisdom that you hear in YouTube, where everything that goes in your aquarium has to be bought from the fish store or else it's unsafe. I get it that as a business you would prefer that people do that. I totally understand that. But also as a owner of multiple tanks, imagine trying to spend $30, $40 for driftwood for each of all the tanks that I have. And it get a little bit crazy to do that. And oddly enough, I think most of my aquariums started out with driftwood, and I've slowly been pulling it out for multiple reasons. I know when I was breeding the bristlenose plecos, that was probably the one that had the most driftwood. But because what would start as a display tank for me eventually became a breeding tank, and trying to collect, uh, yeah, trying to collect fish out of the tanks, I ended up having to pull stuff out of there. So I think the one of the biggest obstacles in those tanks was the driftwood. So I've gradually have been pulling. I think only these two behind me, and the 125, I believe, are the only ones that. Oh yeah, and the 55. Well, yeah, I still have a few of them, but those are usually ones that I don't. It went from having a lot of driftwood to maybe a piece or two in them. But anyways, I'm getting away from what the stream's about, and this is talking about our fishy family. Like I said, I've been watching their videos on and off, here and there, and they've done some product reviews. I know the very one of the very first ones that I saw, they were talking about some lighting. I don't know if prior to this iteration of them having a fish channel, if they had like a plant channel, because I know the light that they were reviewing was originally, I guess, sold as a houseplant lighting, but I think they've incorporated that into their aquariums. If I'm not mistaken, I think they do some immersed houseplants that are growing out of the tanks, so they were kind of using it for that. Um, so that was kind of an interesting take on that. I think Chris Stubbs has done a video similar to that, and Happy Place, no, not Happy Place, Patty Aquatics, I think also did a review of a similar light, which is a house plant that they're kind of used in the fish room in different ways. So that was kind of interesting. So that's our fishy family. I think they haven't. I think, let me see. Let's go look as to when they started posting videos. Um, they started about 9 months ago. So this, I would say, what, 2004, 2004, 2024 was the first year that they started posting videos. They do have a lot more shorts than I think they do videos. And yeah, they have a little bit more shorts. Shorts tend to be a little bit easier to do, so I don't blame them. But yeah, that's our fishy family. I guess the one thing, I'm not gonna lie, that caught my attention is their logo. This one right here, because it reminds me so much of the T-shirt that Stephen P did with all the little fishes on it. Uh, I'm not gonna lie, the first time I saw this, I thought Stephen P had actually updated his logo, and that was kind of what drew my eye in. And then I realized quickly that it wasn't that. So that was kind of interesting. So that's the first channel that I wanted to kind of bring to you guys. I don't know how many of you guys have found them. Like I said, they're in the UK, and the links in the description so you guys can find them. The next one is also a similar name. It's called Our Little Fish Room, and this one is a father and daughter team. Did I? I think I kicked myself out of the live stream. I hit the wrong back button. Let me see. What do you got in there? Why is okay? Let me add the. Let me share the screen again. I'm trying new stuff, and when you try new stuff, you make new mistakes. Um, so this is the one that I want to go back on. Hopefully, if you lose me, you know why. Because I'm trying to get back to the description and click on the link. Like I said, that's my way of um. Oh look, they know I'm bald too. They want me to get one of those shave your head kind of things. I still do my own clippers. Let me see. Come on. Why is my oh here we go. Our Little Fish Room. Our Little Fish Room. This is almost a very new channel. I don't think they've been let me see when they posted their first video because I just came across them like 3 days ago, I believe. Yeah, 2 weeks ago was their first video. And he's been pretty posting quite regularly. Right now, so far, it's only been Rob, who's been doing the videos. I believe his daughter Rayleigh is the one that is filming the videos, and I believe she's doing some of the editing. I know uh, in his last video, which is this one from 6 days ago, um, he mentioned that in the next video that they release, he calls her Ray Ray. Ray Ray is going to be making her appearance. Now, I don't think he's mentioned how old Rayleigh is, or Ray Ray as he calls her. But it's kind of cool, you know. I love watching um, when other members of the family become involved with your hobby. You know, that's it's so cool that you can share that passion. Yeah, they're laughing at me for kicking myself out. Uh, but hey, Ben, thanks for coming in. And so you know, I was able to watch all their videos pretty quick. In their first video, he talked about having three tanks, and I kind of like these kind of channels because even though they've got a little bit of a setup, they're kind of at the beginning stage of their hobby, so you kind of get to grow with them. I know Rob was talking about maybe in the future adding a few more tanks. He was toying with the idea of if he can get convince the wife to possibly add a saltwater tank. So you know, they're looking to see how much more they can expand. I think currently they're set up in one of the rooms in the house, and he's kind of mentioned of that. So, and he goes around, he kind of introduces his fish. He does name his fish, uh, most of them except for the shrimp, and which I thought was kind of funny that, especially because I think two of the fish that he named are live bears. I'm curious to see how that's going to play out once they start dropping fry. But yeah, that's Rob and Rayleigh, or Ray Ray as he calls her. And you know, if you guys can go check them out, and hopefully be able to watch their evolution as they continue to grow. You know, it's always nice. I always get pretty excited when I see new channels that come on, and you know, I love seeing their enthusiasm, and so I like to support them as much as I can. And so that's them. That's our little fish room. And if you guys get an opportunity, again, all of these are linked in the description. So all you have to do is click on their link, and it should take you automatically to their channel. The next channel on here is one of the ones that I don't think it's a family. Um, yeah, this is not working out like I thought it would. I keep forgetting to go to the tab that I'm. Uh, it's I can't believe I did it twice in one single live stream. But here we go. Let me get back to. Oh wait, I'm not sharing the screen. Let me share it. I don't want it to happen like last time. That I was talking about Mel and Jody and all of them, and I never showed you guys their channel. I got to be careful now when I back out of here because I want to make sure I don't. Okay, yeah, you're watching that. I need to go to this tab. Let's see if I do it right. Okay, I'm still here. Go back down here. Go to my description. Uh, let's see. Oh no, this is still okay. The SandersAquatics. Yeah, this is still another family channel. I don't think they've been posting very long either. Although they've been posting quite regularly. Uh, let's see, their first video was 2 months ago. So yeah, this kind of jives with it. I mean, I was trying to watch all their videos and then I stopped, and all of a sudden I fell right behind because he's been posting all sorts of video. Okay, here's another channel. He's not a beginner, obviously. He's got a fish room. He's been breeding fish for a while. This channel is growing too, and not literally in the sense of the video, but as the member participants. Originally, it was Dad, because I haven't heard his name yet, and that's he's even on the very first video. He's wearing a T-shirt that says Dad, and I've been trying to go to the videos to see if he introduces himself. Sanders, if you're watching this, we'd love to know what your name is, other than Dad. That's Dad, and then his son is Bentley, and them two together are either Bentley will be in front of the camera or Dad will be behind the camera. And this channel, again, it looks like Dad Sanders has been breeding fish for a while. I don't know if they're very active with the local fish club or not. He might have mentioned it, and I might have missed that. But I know a lot of his videos are how to, breeding certain species. It really is pretty cool to watch because he's really trying to show his younger son how to be able to be a better communicator. Because that's really what this project looks like. It's one of those things where he's kind of trying to get him to get out of his comfort zone and start getting in front of the camera and start developing that skill. And so that was pretty cool. In their latest video, his wife is forming part of the videos. Her name's Alicia. And I don't know if that's going to be a regular occurrence. It kind of insinuated that she'll be popping in here and there on some of the videos, which is cool because now you have, multiple members of the family participating on these videos. I had an inkling that Dad Sanders might be a teacher. And from this last video, I definitely do know that his wife, I think, is an educator. I don't know if he is. He might have mentioned it in one of the videos, and I might have just forgotten that detail. It's a dislike on Jorge's videos, yeah. And but again, a lot of the stuff that they do is they're talking about stuff that they're doing in the fish room. I know he's done some videos about how to be able to profit from your fish room. So I think it's I'm always interested in watching content where you have multiple members of the family involved. I don't know if that's if that's like a thing that I guess that I wish that I had or something like that. I don't know. Maybe it's a subconscious thing. But sometimes I kind of like the fact that I'm here by myself. I'm not gonna lie. So and then I don't have to share the spotlight because my wife comes on and starts doing stuff with me. It's all over. I know she'll be the main reason why you guys watch. But anyways, excuse me. So that's SandersAquatics. Again, they're relatively new. 2 months. They're doing really good because for 2 months they're at 712 subscribers. I think a lot of it has to do the dynamic of the father and son, and you can't, that natural chemistry that happens between a dad and their daughter or their son really does come through when you're making content. So that's their channel. This one is the one that I don't think. Okay, am I going to get booted off? I'm scared now. Can I go back? All right, yeah, I'm good. This. Oh wait, did I go too far back? Now what do they try to sell me? Crush. First it was hair trimmers. I'm telling you, my computer is seriously acting up. And the next one was ED pills. and now it looks like crochet. So I must be fitting a certain age group. They figured it out that I'm an old fart and that I should be uh, at the age group where I should be using some of those things, which is so funny. Whoever said that they're not spying in on us totally lied to you guys. Look, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, major delay. Here we go. All right. So this is Brenden Minnow. Um, I don't think he's a new channel, but let's see if I'm not mistaken. I think he's. Are you watching this? Let me make sure it's being shared. Yeah. Um, I think what happens is he doesn't post as often. He does these long form videos. Yeah, he started about a year ago. Um, I understood why, because in one of his videos, I don't know if it's the update video or the ones where he's talking about the egg laying. Uh, he's putting himself through school, so I understand that. Trying to take some courses at the university level, that'll take up a lot of your time. And so he doesn't. His first video was about a year ago, and then 7 months ago he did a video, and then just recently, a couple of days ago, although he did allude to the fact that he thinks he's going to be posting a little bit more on a regular basis, because I think he's almost done with his bachelor's, and he might be moving on to his master's degree. So I guess he was talking about maybe having a little bit more time to post on a little bit more regular basis. And some of the stuff that I just found interesting is I like his aquariums. I'm not going to lie to you. His aquariums are very similar to what I'm keeping. And I just, I also, that's another channel that maybe a few days ago I stumbled across, and I just found it interesting. I figured that some of you guys might find some interest in them, and decided to share it with you guys. And so that's what is it, Brenden's Minnow. I don't know if he has a lot more shorts. Let's see. Excuse me. Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, like he was saying, I think the reality is he's a fish keeper, but a lot of the stuff he was more focused on school. Let's see what he says about about him. He says I post videos about my fish tanks to journal their changes. So yeah, he does like those long form videos, where you don't record. He's just kind of gradually recording the evolution of the video, and then periodically he'll drop a video. Although hopefully, he is able to start posting a little bit more often, like he said he would. Um, it's there's a common thread about a lot of these channels are very similar to what I'm doing with my fish room. So I think that automatically has been what's been some of the appeal for me towards those channels. I know Aquafunk calls me out because I never do the big cichlids and those type of channels. But the reality is, I don't think I watch a lot of those channels as often as I watch the stuff that looks similar to what I'm keeping. I don't know if that's uh, just in general for most of us. Let's see. Let's go back over here. And so, that's, I'm going to naturally, you know, gravitate towards stuff that I can relate to. Um, all right. So this is interesting. I still haven't, this is a fantastic fish. Here's where I'm a little bit confused because I haven't watched enough of the videos to really see if my conclusion is accurate. Because when you type in fantastic fish, it'll come up with the store in California, a fish store. Now, I know that on this channel, it's called Fantastic Fish with LYNN, which is the wife, and Brian is the husband. And they do own a fish store, but I don't know if it's the same a store, or I don't know if it's just a name coincidence, because I know they're in the US, but I don't know where in the US they are. Maybe if they watch this video, they can clear that up for me. But it is Brian and LYNN. And again, this is just kind of another one of those videos, one of those channels where I find it very relatable to me. It's very similar to the stuff that I'm doing. They talk about different products. Uh, they do the one of their very first videos that I saw, if I remember correctly, their son was with them, helping them rescape a tank. So this is another one where several members of the family participate with them, and I always find that whole family dynamic very, very interesting. As I've always said, uh, one of my things that I like to do is I like to observe people, and the interactions, how we interact with our surroundings and the world that we live in. So this is another opportunity for me to do some of that while I'm watching a video. Uh, Again, it's just I love watching kids' reactions to aquariums. How I love that they don't care what the aquarium looks like. They're not judgmental in that aspect. They're just so excited that there's a little fish swimming. And I personally just can't get enough of that excitement. That's one of the reasons why I love going and doing the work on the aquarium at the Children's Museum, because the kids don't care whether there's algae in there, whether you have these plants or what fish you have in there. They're just excited that they get to see some fish in an aquarium. And it just, I guess it just kind of draws me back to when I was a kid and how much I used to enjoy that. So I think that's why I always find it so interesting when kids get involved and the parents, are part of it. And I can see that excitement because it just kind of makes me go back to that time in my life. And it's just, I guess, I don't know if I'm the only one that feels that way, but I know it really, really relates to me. Hey, Jesse, thank you for joining us. I think Tommy also is in here. Hey, Gordon, Sal, thanks for coming in. Let's see, who else did I miss while I've been rambling on? I said hi to Ben. Hey, Ross, thanks for joining us. For those of you guys that haven't, might be the first time that you watch this is a live stream that I do. I call it the plug. The reason I call it the plug is because I'm trying to bring channels that I've recently have found that I find interesting, and I'm just trying to share those findings with the rest of you guys, because I know um, we have a big community here, and a lot of you guys are very similar to me when it comes to aquarium keeping and stuff like that. Hey, Adele, thanks for coming in. And I've also heard feedback from you guys personally saying that you like the idea that you guys have new content to go out and look at and be able to experience. And what better way to do it than if I can kind of go out there, find some of these channels that are relatively new or new to me at least. Some of you guys might have already found them. Some of you guys might already be subscribed to them, and that's great. But it's just one of those things where I remember when I started out, anytime I got at least one new subscriber, it was always very, very exciting, very thrilling, and it motivated you to continue. And I think just getting any recognition when you're first starting off is a big motivator. I know it was for me. I don't know if it's the same thing for a lot of you guys. I'm assuming it is. And I'm also assuming you're liking this content because you guys repeatedly come here and support me on it. And if that's the case, I'll continue to do this. It's just a very small way for me to be able to give back for all the great things that I've gotten from everybody else. So if I can just, put a little grain of salt in trying to make our community grow a lot, a lot more, then that's the very, very, very minimum that I could do. So that's Fintastic Fish with LYNN. Again, Fintastic Fish is another channel. It's the store, but you know what? I didn't think about it. I should have looked and see if Brian was there, because I think Brian works at the store. Because in a couple of the videos, he's wearing like a polo shirt that you would typically wear as an employee of a store or something like that. Kind of like almost like a uniform polo. So I'm just curious. I'm pretty sure there might, if I go look, I know Nick's probably already looked it up, and he and he already knows, because Nick is a prolific researcher. and he's quickly becoming my go-to when I want to learn how to research something or get some feedback on stuff. But yeah, those are the newer channels that I've kind of come across that I've enjoyed what they're doing, and I figured that some of you guys might really enjoy it. But this next channel, this is the one that I'm super super excited because the geek inside of me gets really really excited and worked up with this channel. I think somebody nailed it on the head, and I hadn't really made that association. But they quickly said that this channel could potentially become what is it? Ant Canada is. Instead of dealing with insects and ants, this guy is building a complete ecosystem, and that is miniBIOTA. I believe he's out of Florida. I think his name is Josue, if I'm not mistaken. This guy, I definitely have to have on for an interview because I have so many questions. So, with that being said, let me take you guys to his channel. I mean, this he was original. I was telling my wife this morning that I'm trying to remember how he came across my algorithm, because from what I understand from reading some of the comments, and I was surprised that I didn't see, other than Aquatic Moose, I didn't see anybody, any of you guys, checking out this channel, which makes it even more exciting because I know you guys are gonna love this. I mean, if you're we're already geeks by nature because we're keeping aquariums. But I think I want to say it was either on Instagram where I came across one of his videos, because he's very prolific on Instagram. This channel is not very old. I think it's either a year, or I think it's only a year old. But as you guys can see here in the thumbnail, this right here is the entire ecosystem. That's what it's currently now. But he's kind of worked his way through it. What he's been able to accomplish this is in a closed system. Nick, you're gonna love this channel because this is right up your alley. And there's a lot of engineering that goes into this because the guy talks about how he's able to create a weather pattern in his aquariums. He's created clouds in this system, which is just mind blowing. That's the part that's where he had me, as clouds in a enclosed system. He plays around with temperatures and creates just an environment inside an enclosed system. It is just, I mean, you have to watch this. He started out just pumping out short content, and I am so glad he found YouTube, because this is the type of content that I'll sit there and binge watch. It's just, it is so interesting to me, the mind that he has to be able to come up with these concepts. He's set up, if you look over here on this side, this is all saltwater. So he goes from saltwater to a beach to mangroves to a open plain grass area to a lake edge to a lake. And this is, I mean, if you're a little bit nerd, this kind of stuff is super sexy. and it's all linked in. You got to watch the videos. I'm not going to give it away. It's really worth it. I don't normally get this worked up about a channel, but this channel is worth the hype that I'm giving you guys. I am seriously surprised that he's not way further than he should be, even though it's been for a year. I think. Let's go back. But it didn't start out being this way. I think he only started out with 2 different systems, and eventually, it's a year ago. This is the very first video. He doesn't have a lot of videos. They are a little bit longer form, which I appreciate that. I think his shortest video, that one's 8 minutes, but they're in the 20-minute range, something like that. To me, they go pretty quick. There's a lot of information he's putting out there. I think he could easily make these videos hours long just on simple engineering stuff that he's coming up with. The latest one is he created tidal waves. He created waves for this system. And he had to troubleshoot. He had to overcome some issues with the engineering of the electric motors overheating. So he had to create a special housing. This right here is the rain system. Which when he said that, I was like, what? You're making it rain in your aquarium. That is nuts. I would have never, ever. I had a comment to the point where I told him I thought I was pretty cool because I thought I was creating these little ecosystems in my aquariums. Man, he just came by and just blew the doors off of me because that's an ecosystem. What he's got going on in there is a replica of what you would find in nature, and he's managed to enclose it all in an enclosed system. Just the engineering feat behind it is super amazing. I know people like Jeff, you're going to find this super interesting because you're always tinkering with trying to create stuff. Anybody that gets intrigued by how things work, you're gonna love this channel. You're gonna love this channel. I just can't speak highly of it. I mean, this channel is those channels that deserves to blow up. From my understanding, from what I gathered from him, it seems like he works at some type of educational center, either a children's museum or a science museum, something like that, because he says they work with kids from 7 to 17. Um, I don't. I think this setup is set up in his basement, but I think at one point it was set up or is at his place of work. So all day long he's talking to kids and explaining to them how these systems are all kind of an integral part of each other. I'm telling you, you this is definitely worth the watch. Everybody that's commented on there is asking for more and more content. Uh, and I agree. I agree because there's just so much that he could do. It's to me, it is super, super fascinating to see to really get an understanding on how all these systems all come together. This is what I wish science classes would have been. If I would have had something like this in my science class, this is the stuff that would encourage me to have become a scientist because it's that engaging. And I don't know. I just think it's really, really, really neat. And hopefully you guys enjoy it too. I hope you guys get as excited about it as I am. Like I said, I normally I get worked up, but not like this. This channel is, I'm just looking forward to it. It's like when you watch your favorite show, whether it's on Netflix or whatever platform you watch, and you just can't wait for the next episode to drop. That's kind of where I'm at with this channel. I think I spent all morning and I've had to go back and rewatch some of this stuff to just try to understand how these components are all being put together. I think it's definitely something to strive to for us that are aquarium enthusiasts and that we're trying to create all these systems. That's really what we're trying to do with our aquariums. But yeah, highly recommend. I just can't say enough about this channel. This is the guy I wish that would blow up to over 1 million subscribers just because it's so awesome what he's doing. I think it's a great educational tool. If you're a biology teacher, God, this is a great resource to be able to pull up in the classroom and incorporate some of these science themes that you're looking at. I've always been a hands-on, more of a visual learner than a textbook learner. And this, like I said, this would have made me change my outlook. I mean, on science, period. I mean, this is where it's at. So with that being said, that's the last one that I had for you guys today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Again, just can't say it enough. Thank you guys for your constant support. You guys support me no matter what it is that I do, and I really do appreciate that. And I just can't say thank you enough. Again, don't forget the links are in the description. You know what? I didn't check today. If you're new to this live stream and you don't have a wrench, type something in the screen so that I can go ahead and get your wrench. The purpose of these wrenches is it's the easiest way for us to connect with each other. What do I mean by that? By being able to have a moderator wrench, it allows you to click on that person's name that's in the chat, and it'll give you the option to go check out their channel. And I think if we're really trying to encourage the growth of our community, what better way to do this? This is not my idea. This is something that I saw Father Fish doing, which is one of the things that I really really enjoyed. There was a few. Okay, oh yeah, that's right. Adelina is probably new, and I need to get her. Let me see. I'm quickly looking through my phones, so forgive me for not looking at the camera. Uh, let's see. Oh, do I need it? No, I don't have all messages. Let's do that. If not, then I'll go back after after the video gets processed, and I can go back and look at the live feed, and I'll automatically make them moderators. Yeah, because it doesn't let me go that far back. But if you're still here, um, please type something in the chat, and I can quickly address that issue and fix it so that the next time you join any of my live streams, you'll have that ability to connect with other people. I haven't had anybody tell me that that they don't like that. So I'll continue to do it until you guys feel otherwise. Hey, Zach, thanks for dropping in. Just saw you come in here. I don't know if you just showing up or I missed you earlier. Hey, John, thanks for coming in. He came by and told us, it isn't that cute. Oh, that must be part of a different conversation. Let me go back. Gordon, Nick, Craig. Hey, Craig. Let's see. I think that's Jesse. Yeah, I don't see Ross. Yeah. Well, anyways, yeah, I'm not seeing anybody that is new typing in there. But anyways, if once this thing gets uploaded, I'll go back and I'll make sure that if it was your first time here, I'll try to make sure that you have that ability the next time you drop into one of my live streams. Excuse me. And you have that opportunity. With that being said, thank you guys. I'll see you guys on Friday. Don't forget Friday at was it 4:00 Pacific Standard Time, 7:00 Eastern Standard Time. I will be having Paul from This Way to the Aquarium. I believe he has another channel called This Way to the Garden or something like that. So he's another guy that has a couple of channels out there and stuff like that. And I think you're really going to find it interesting. So with that being said, I'll catch you guys later on today in somebody else's live stream. You guys take care, and I'll see you guys again on Friday if all goes well. Let me end. I almost closed the screen and left it open. What is it not doing? Oh, never mind.